Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is touching, evocative, and imaginative. The passion of its developers, the Chinese Room, for capturing every aspect of the story they set out to tell shines through even the game's least polished surfaces. Learning from the mistakes of Dear Esther, the game's predecessor, Rapture stands proud as one of the most interestingly written stories in video game history. Many have been quick to pounce on what the game does wrong. Its slow, heavy pace, the occasional flaws in its world building. Don't follow their example. Be prepared to let the game lead you at its own speed, and you'll unlock a piece of storytelling more human than any game we've come across before.
This pattern of his, we're in the center of it. Which means if they intend to stop it, we're right in the firing line.
The game's setting, the shaded lanes and quiet village greens of rural Shropshire are a backdrop more suited to British radio plays and soap operas than video games. And there's definitely some of that theatrical DNA here, that attention to believable stories. Little Tipworth is a fictional town, but it's made incredibly real. You're alone in a sizable expanse of genteel English countryside, free to wander from village to village, across roads and fields, exploring.
Even if they can't see it, I'm proud of you.
The game isn't aimless, though. Floating orbs of golden light drift from place to place, beckoning you to follow them and unravel the strands of the mystery before you. Why the total isolation? What happened here? In a series of snapshots ranging from charmingly mundane to harrowingly bleak, you piece the story together. Between the soft vocals and lilting strings of the music, you're beginning to get sucked in, to lose yourself in the game.
You're gonna have to explain that one for me.
It's the ways these little snippets feed into each other that give the game its humanity, that make it feel so real. The sparkling golden shadows of the people now vanished are fantastical, but the stories they share are spoken in the language of the everyday. Guarded secrets, lost loves, cowardice. The petty disputes of village existence are brought to life not just by the game's flawless cast of voice actors, but by the ominous background of the game's titular disaster. In one sense, the ending doesn't matter. It's the way the personal concerns of the game's characters are illuminated by the drama of its events, not the events themselves, that make for such emotionally engaging gameplay.
And then they started bleeding, and it was horrible. They were so scared.
Turning on radios, answering phones, exploring houses. There's not much interactivity here, but unlike Dear Esther, whose path was uniformly linear, this is a game that gives you enough freedom to indulge your curiosity without sacrificing its own narrative. Some of the game's art assets repeat, occasionally nipping at the heels of your immersion, but it's a forgivable offence. It can be tricky to be confident that you've explored everything, and the slow walking speed makes backtracking a chore, but the intelligent paths of the dancing spectres flickering just up ahead mean you always have a path to follow if you'll let the game show you where to go. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture couldn't be a film or a book. It's about your own discovery, projecting your own interpretations onto the scraps of information you're shown. You'll never see the face of another person throughout the game, only their glowing forms, and that's wonderful. Badly animated faces and jerky, surreal body movements too often pull us out of games, separating us from the story. Here, you're free to paint whatever faces feel best in your head.
I'm sorry if I judged you harshly.
It doesn't matter now.
The whole game is shadowed by its soundtrack. Just like the game itself, it's quintessentially English and beautiful. We can't tell you about what happens in Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Spoiling it just wouldn't be fair. But once you hear the notes of that soaring music, you'll start to get a feel for the mood the Chinese Room aimed to create here. And take it from us, they succeeded in every way.
You can come out now. It's all gonna be all right.